So Budweiser not alone this year. Other major companies like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and Hyundai also will not be running commercials during the Super Bowl. So what's that going to mean for this year's Super Bowl commercials? Joining me is advertising expert and author of the book, A Kick in the Ads, Tim Burt. Hi, Tim. Thanks for joining me this afternoon.
Thanks for the invitation. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I have to say, I was telling you, I'm not a big beer drinker, but I've always loved the Budweiser ads, and they're just one of many, of course, that, as I said, that will not be showing their ads. So what can we expect this year? It's going to look different, isn't it?
It is. If you think of Super Bowl commercials kind of as a snapshot of where we are as a society and a country, you're probably going to see a lot of ads of people wearing masks and social distancing, and you mentioned the vaccines and things like that. So I think the vast majority probably kind of Debbie Downers, but there's going to be some funny ones as well.
Okay, so the average cost of a commercial versus this year, has the price gone down? What are we seeing?
It's basically flat. Last year it was about 5.6 million. This year's 5.5 million. CBS is saying they're virtually sold out, which means they're not sold out. So if you want to get a bargain basement deal, you might want to slide in there. But you know, if you're spending $5.5 million for 30 seconds of airtime, I don't know about you, but as a business owner, I want that money back. So telling people about masks and vaccines,
yeah, not so much. Wow, that is still amazing how much money they get for this. Okay, so you kind of just touched on this, but do you actually expect ads this year to be funny, or do you think more of them will be sending a message? With all the divisiveness and the civil unrest that we've experienced over the last year, is it safe to try to send a message, or do you think people want to laugh?
Oh, I think people want to laugh. You know, we tune into the Super Bowl ads mostly as escapism, but from a business standpoint, you want to sell something. And I think we're probably going to see a mix, honestly. I've seen a few funny, you know, quote, funny ads that have been released early. And some of them, you know, there's others that are going to be kind of, you know, down, just not a more serious tone. Let's put it that way.
A more serious tone, yeah. Like I said, I think a lot of people would like to see a laugh or two. I mean, that's why a lot of people, if your teams aren't playing, you got to watch the Super Bowl to see that and the halftime, of course. So how often do they actually get a return on their dollars? And is that measured? Because you kind of touched on that as well.
It is measured. If you look at stock price, honestly, these Super Bowl ads for most businesses are a loss leader. And in fact, 4 of the 5 national advertisers you saw last year, you're not going to see this year. You touched on them earlier, but Ford is not going to be there this year. There's a lot of other big ones. Facebook, Hyundai, they're not coming back, at least not this year. And they're, you know, like you said, they're reinvesting some of that money into other places. So we're going to see a lot of new ads this year. Mercari has a really good ad this year. There's a lot of, I think we're going to see a lot of surprises. Let's just put it that way.
You know, here's something I think there has been a return on over the last few years. I've noticed that the performers at halftime, once they get done with their big Super Bowl performance, like a few days later, they're announcing that they're going on tour. Now, that's a group that's probably seeing a return on their dollars, aren't they?
Yeah, although with the status of concerts and live events still moderately up in the air, actually, I think what they should probably do is say, hey, I'm dropping a new album or a new single, a new video, a new something. Use that as the platform as opposed to, I'm going on tour.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's going to work this year.
Okay, as an ad man, what do you hope to see? What are you hoping we get out of this very unusual Super Bowl?
I'm hoping we see some ads that are actually going to sell something. You know, it's one thing to make people laugh, but you're there to sell a product. And actually, Mountain Dew is doing this brilliantly with a John Cena ad. Check it out. It's called the something in the melon ad. And they want you to keep watching the commercial because the more, basically, they want you to count the number of bottles in the ad, and the first person to tweet it is going to win $1 million. That, to me, is king of the mountain. You're going to be hard-pressed to beat that.
Oh, that's very smart. Okay, what's the worst ad you've seen so far?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I think the Bud Light, or I'm not Bud White, I'm sorry, the Anheuser-Busch, it's the Bud Seltzer lemon thing. It's basically a bunch of lemons falling out of the sky and hitting people, saying, oh, 2020 was a lemon year, and all these lemons start falling out. Okay, we get it. I don't need to see that for 60 seconds. I get it.
Okay.
It's cute, but it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, I think I've seen part of that too. You know, I want puppies. I want puppies in Clydesdales. That's all I want.
Right.
Tim Burt, thank you so much. Fun discussion. I'd love to talk to you afterwards so we can talk about what was actually shown. That would be fun. Please come back.
Would love to. Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks for coming on. Coming up, Jake with another